What up, though?
Can't see what it do. What's up, y'all? It's KC. That's right.
Welcome to Real Bar Talk. Welcome to the podcast. I'm bro. How many times did you do my birthday?
I need a little something to get them happy.
Oh shit, what up though? Welcome to Real Bar Talk Milwaukee's Realest Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Unpopular Opinion, Tori. I'm joined by my co-host,
BB Handy, aka Booty Cheeks.
All right, y'all. Welcome to episode 104. We got a hell of a lot to talk about because it's been a hell of a lot of weekend. Yes, we are going to talk about y'all guy, Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a second. How was your weekend there?
My weekend. Okay. So on Friday, you know how I said Sprint count your days, blah blah blah, and then they sent me my T-Mobile card.
Yep.
So on Friday I got it, and when I got home, I put it in my thing, like in the phone, and I'm just sitting here going about my merry own day. So Saturday when I went to go take my walk, I'm walking, and the further I get from my house, I'm like, why the fuck is my phone not working? I was supposed to call to activate it.
Oh, so you was getting away from the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So, like, I said I had a date or whatever. I wasn't getting no calls or receiving nothing. So I thought I just got stood up and tried calling. But
Yeah, you probably snapping, thinking the nigga dish you and shit, and it's your janky ass phone.
Yeah. So that was my weekend. Oh, and I went to Homer Blow's Red Cup event at D's.
Shout out to Homer Blow.
I didn't know they upgraded or renovated there.
Oh, it's been that long since you've been in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the whole wall with the people's faces and all. It looks nice
It
in
looks
there.
really nice.
Shout out to Kiana. We got to have her on here, especially for Women's History Month, because I believe in the city, Kiana is part of women's history.
Yes.
So we got to shout out to D, shout out to Homer Blow,
Yeah.
who's always doing positive things in the community. Can't wait to see what he does this year with the kids. That's part of the reason he told me he was raising this money
Yeah.
to help out with the kids.
He gave us some shout outs.
Well, shout out to him. Can't wait to be at the next one. If I hadn't been so wounded from drinking some puck ass Casamigos on Saturday, I would have been in the place. But we went to watch the NCAA tournament, and I don't know what the fuck they gave us. They say it was Casamigos, but that shit told us up. I was through by 3:00, and I mean like through, like couldn't even walk through type shit. But that's all cool, you know. I'm back alive. I ain't drinking no more till next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Before we jump into our current events, I gotta talk about it.
Oh God.
This whole okay, so I was having this conversation about, you know, the whole LBGT and as far as marriage thing as it goes in relationship to religion. Now, I actually put this in the current events, but I really didn't want to discuss it as a current event because it's not a current event. It's been going on for such a fucking long time. And I had to do some soul searching within myself to realize most of these problems come from church. Church folks not wanting to. Now, I understand if you got religious beliefs and you don't want to marry people because they're gay. I mean, nobody can change your religious beliefs. But just recently, the Vatican, the Catholic Church said, look, we ain't fucking with y'all. We ain't blessing no same-sex marriage. This hypocritical bullshit from the people that have been molesting kids and having gay encounters behind closed doors.
Hey, Kayla.
I
can't get the comments.
You didn't?
I can't get to it. I don't want to mess nothing up.
Listen, I don't know what Tone did, but these hypocritical ass bullshit that the church is doing, and this is supposed to be the church of all churches. You know, I mean, how many sexual allegations have come through from the Catholic Church?
How many have not?
Yeah, right. There's more important one. I mean, you got the popes caught up in stuff. You got the archbishops and all them caught up in shit. And now y'all got the nerve to say with a straight face, we not blessing no gay marriages.
I mean, at least they stand by what the fuck.
How? All them little boys that came forward talking about the Pope didn't touch them and all that.
Was done in the dark. Come to the light, but we still ain't blessing that shit. Don't worry about my bed, but we still ain't blessing that.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Church folks are some of the worst.
They said the Lord died for my sins, so I'm gonna sin my whole life. That's
like the Catholic Church of all places got the nerve to sit up and look down their nose at people for. Look, if you ain't gonna marry him, fine. I get it. I understand. Just don't be putting out public statements like this. Trying to act like, it's such. You can't tell me at this point in my life. Now, I grew up, in the Baptist church. So I grew up under the notion that it was an abomination, as the Bible says and stuff. But then I start figuring out people pick out the scriptures out the Bible they want to use to beat people up with. So you can tell me being gay is an abomination, but in the same book, it tells you that you're not supposed to be eating any unclean creatures. So you'll say that after you eat some lobster, some catfish, and some shrimp.
They cleaned it.
They're unclean, bottom-feeding creatures. Or that if your wife is on her cycle, you're not supposed to occupy the same bed, let alone the same house as her. See, you pick the scriptures you want to beat the people down with, and then you negate the other ones. Well, he didn't mean nothing when he said that, but this one we got to stick by. Man, fuck y'all.
But shouldn't you take away from the Bible what, like,
you should
resurrects with you in a sense?
You should live according to what the Bible says. But the Bible also tells you everybody is fucked up. Everybody sin. There's not one person above reproach on the face of this earth.
They didn't want to take that part.
No.
The Bible, they didn't want to take
sit
that
up
part.
there and then you tell, you say gay folks can't hold no high-ranking officer. They can't be the chairman of any board, or they can't be pastors and all that because, they're gay and it's an abomination. But you keep them in your choirs and you keep them on, as your musicians, because that's good for business. Because, the soloist is normally gay and he the best singer in the state. So you got to keep him because he drawing people to your church. Man, that shit's so fucked up. It don't make no sense. I need to get a pastor in here. We need to actually sit down and talk about, the theology behind all
this. They gonna get up here and they gonna say, we don't agree with any of that.
No, I ain't going for none of that either. I did my research. I got a couple of your sermons if you need me to play them back, sir.
And the Lord, he loves all.
Ain't no need to trying to jack it up and change stuff now.
I can't speak for those pastors. I think that pastors.
As I sit back and I think about how the church do the lesbians and the gays, transsexuals, bi-curious and all that. Church does to them exactly what the slave master did to black folks. You use them for the purpose that you want to use them for, and then you tell them that they're not equal to you. Like I have some kind of superiority in getting into heaven because I'm heterosexual. That's exactly how the church acts.
Then why do you still go? Why you still go?
Because I don't, deal with none of that bullshit. I know everybody's fucked up, and I try and do my best to take care of myself. That's what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. You're not supposed to be passing judgment, and you're supposed to be living your life right. So I have no authority to sit up and talk to you about what you do behind closed doors. My job is to love you, pray for you, and continue to be there for you if you need a shoulder to cry on or you need help in life. That's what I'm here for. Not to convict you and beat you down about the shit you do.
I think the problem is they think that they are helping by saying shit like that.
Oh.
They think they're helping when they're really not.
I don't know how they could be thinking they're helping by beating people up about their sexual orientation.
This the same churches that, sit up there and go get shot up and then say, we forgive.
Of course.
But, they down black people.
Of course.
So I'm not going to pretend to understand church and all that stuff because I stopped going years ago. So,
I mean, church.
I'm going to take it from what you say.
Like church is at the end of the day, church is in here. That's just in the Bible. The church is in here at the end of the day. The building that we go to joyfully assemble and worship with people that are like-minded like us, that's a different thing. But to be in there and to be downgrading and bashing and downright telling folks they're going to hell because their sexual orientation, you'd have to explain to me what's the difference between being gay and adultery. Because, okay, you sleep with the person of the same sex, you're not going to heaven, yet your deacon over here got 4 different baby mamas and a wife. Now, you got to tell me what like what's the separation here? I mean, where do God cut it off at? Oh, he good because at least that 4 baby mamas and the wife, they was of the opposite sex. This one can't get in.
I don't know. I be wanting to feel like it's easier to sit up there and talk shit, like, you know, throw stones at the glass house because you're not over there. But it's just people are fucking assholes. I'm like, it's not my business who the fuck the next person is sleeping with. I don't care. I don't care. It's like I don't even want to see Tasha having sex, let alone you. So I don't care about nobody else, like who they're fucking and stuff. I'm just for the church. We've always known this about the church. It's just when will other people get that hint?
I don't know. I think some churches have gotten the hint, and like a lot of these newer and more millennial churches, like Pastor Kenneth Locke, who's got his big following, they don't focus on all that bullshit, you know. And that's what it is. It's bullshit. It's all it is a bunch of theology and twisted theology and bullshit of people telling people that you're not right because you do this, and they're picking the stuff that they don't do to say is not right, and you're not going to get into heaven. You know
what's gonna happen when they start changing the Bible and cancel the Bible? Because if they canceling cartoons and everything else, pretty soon they're gonna cancel the Bible.
Nah, I can't even tell you what happens at that point.
Let somebody actually read it.
The whole Kirk Franklin thing, I don't feel the man owed an apology at all.
He didn't apologize to his son. He apologized to us.
Yeah, but I don't think he owed an apology. See, that's an old methodology of the church. You mess up and you supposed to apologize to the public. I didn't offend the public. I didn't do nothing to the public. I was talking to my disrespectful kid. Mm-hmm. He played that tape. Now you want an apology? Go get it from that motherfucker. That's what you do. But don't come looking at apology from me, because a lot of y'all have said a lot worse. And you know what? That's how you know. Hey, did you listen to that tape? Kirk Franklin can't even cuss right. That's how you know he don't cuss.
He cussed like he was preaching.
Right.
He cussed like he was singing Revolution or something. Like, I'm sorry, I was laughing.
I was too.
I was laughing.
You can tell that man don't cuss. I'm like,
no, he cussed. He fucking cussed.
Yeah, he cussed, but it didn't sound like it didn't sound like it was like a Bernie Mac or a Steve Harvey or something.
My problem with the whole situation is like people that sit up there and jumped on Kirk Franklin, y'all should have knew it was bullshit from the fact that if he's recording, he's going to record from his end. We don't know what he said to egg his daddy on. We don't like none of that. So, and then what a lot of people thought was when he cussed at him or something, I feel like Kirk Franklin thought he cussed at him the way it was worded. Because even my coworker thought that, and then Kirk Franklin snapped and all that other shit.
I don't care. That's your daddy.
I don't like people that sit up there and be like, we shouldn't normalize the fact that because this is why we got so many fucked up situations out here. It's not saying it's not. Don't beat your kid's ass, but some people need some whoopings.
Exactly. Oh, Tom, you didn't turn the comments on the laptop. My thing is, look, simple and plain. Let's be my laptop. I'm glad I had no porn on it. Simple and plain. That boy is grown and was disrespecting his father. The mere fact of leaking this whole conversation was disrespecting your father. You was trying to destroy his legacy and his livelihood. Old Kirk. So, you know what? The boy just proved that Kirk Franklin was telling the truth about who he was. And with that, let's jump into some current events.
Okay.
Hey, Dave. I hope to be there soon. I'm going to Beer Fest.
We're gonna have to get out of the US with China coming to.
So In typical racial bullshit in the United States, we had a shooting of a spa down in Atlanta.
Typical.
Typical. Now, I'm not gonna focus so much on the tragedy that happened where 8 people were, shot up. Rob, what's going down, buddy?
Hey, Rob.
And where a bunch of Asians were slain by, of course, another neo-Nazi white American. It's the outcry. You guys want us to rally around you, but where were you guys when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was going on? The Asian community was awful quiet. So to that, Asian Americans.
Hold your own.
Now. Well, I'm sorry. It's time for us to stop taking up the mantle for everybody else when they get in tragedy, but it speaks up. The Jewish community don't speak up when attacks on African Americans happen.
Because
the
Asian they're Jewish, they're still white.
Okay, the Asian community don't do it. We barely get it from the Latino.
They're half white.
Time out. The people, if they want us to solve our own problems, they got to solve theirs too. I'm sorry, it's a harsh reality. It might call me mean for saying it, but y'all get enough for running to everybody else aid that don't mess with us.
Hey, I've been saying it. I've been saying it. Like, y'all was rallying behind that one Asian that killed that little girl that y'all thought was still in the stove. This is none of my concern.
Right. I'm out on this one. Tinder users will reportedly soon be able to run background checks on potential dates, including arrest records, restraining orders, and a history of violence.
So what you're telling me is basically Tinder is getting a CCAP.
Yep.
Yeah.
On his own app. So now,
Cool with that.
if you decide to hit somebody up, slide in the inbox, and swipe right, or whatever you do on Tinder,
make sure you ain't hit nobody up.
People can now go and hit the button, and I'll check to see your arrest record, DUIs, all that shit.
They gonna have to make that a charging thing.
It's got the premium. It's got to be the premium.
Ain't it free to CCAP people?
I'm sorry, they
know.
cannot be the
It's free to CCAP
It's
people.
free to CCAP.
Yes.
So
it's
then
free
it
to
would be,
CCAP.
you would think it would
But
be.
you got to remember, they're doing all the work for you.
Yeah.
So they're charging you for the labor, not the information.
It's gonna be something they charge your ass for.
But here's the thing: most people who use Tinder ain't on Tinder looking for love; they looking for a hookup.
Exactly, but don't you want to check the potential, the dangers?
So you mean I gotta pay for this and $40? Is what niggas are saying right now.
Because if you think about it, bitches love a criminal nigga.
Well,
So
that's
all-
true. That is true.
So
Women
all
do
you
love a
basically
criminal
doing is
ass
confirming-
I
nigga.
don't know nothing
Oh,
about
he's a
this.
7-time felon.
I don't
He
know
gonna fuck
nothing
me
about
good.
this.
Swipe right.
Yeah. You know,
Excuse me.
Church Tone is talking that shit tonight.
Y'all on
Letting y'all know.
bullshit tonight. Y'all showing the bullshit that y'all be on.
Show me the lie.
They do love a nigga that
They
been in
do love
prison
a
and
person.
stuff,
They
and
love
baby
a
daddy in jail and all
I
that.
don't like no prison niggas. So
But you not on
that's
Tinder either.
this I prefer dating the old fashioned way.
Don't say
Bumping into a motherfucker.
Wait, you got 3 misdemeanors and a felony? Right.
Right.
Sound about right to me.
Oh, you beat your baby mama up? Right.
That's love.
You got a parking ticket left.
Right. Like college and a degree, nigga, get out of here.
What kind of shit is that? What is engineering?
Take your ass to Facebook date.
Speaking of dating, Quavo and his love are no more. We're so sorry Quavo had to go through this.
That's what your ass get.
What?
That's
That
what
man
the
is
fuck
heartbroken.
Sure was. So
He taught
should
this
be
woman how to
heartbroken.
read, and she left
he
him.
should be heartbroken. You know why he should be heartbroken? You see, I think Sweetie is a beautiful woman. She is bad. And for you to be caught bopping with some ugly females, like, what was the point of doing that? When she's already came out and publicly said if you cheat on her, she leaving, period. And then look, you already got niggas out here in her inbox. That's his fuck up.
Is it really?
She set her standard. And he fucked up. So I just hope she sticks to it.
But that's not going. Quavo will upgrade before she do.
Excuse me?
Bitches love niggas with money.
that is true.
It's never gonna be an upgrade in my book.
What, from Sweetie?
Because from
You know
For
what?
the most part, because Sweetie's been more popping than him. If you look at it with Offset and Quavo, like their women have been more popping than them lately.
But for one, I think we all think that Quavo knew she couldn't cook
Can't read either.
and got out of there. Have you ever seen the way Sweetie eats?
I heard about the spaghetti with ranch.
Not just that, all the hot flaming hot chips and all. I have never seen her eat a vegetable
How
or
old is
bake
girl?
nothing or whatever. I don't know.
Usually girls that are under 25, all they eat is hot flames.
Her
You know-
diet
you
is
know what
trash.
She can get.
He's probably protecting his
she
color.
can get way more niggas with way more money than him.
Not this way.
That might be true. It might not
I mean,
be.
she's
you know.
Gabrielle Union's cousin. Gabrielle Union's cousin.
That don't mean nothing.
Don't be shit.
She can get in the room with people that got way more money.
A lot of people are mad at Gabby right now.
That don't mean she can't get in that room.
She's guilty by association.
That don't mean she can't get in that room.
You see,
Look,
like,
look,
a lot of
look at,
people do get in
No,
the room.
look at April Jones and Dr. Dre.
Man.
Look at that.
I mean,
See? Look at that.
good
And
example.
she's getting something.
Bad
No, but
combination.
yes, but they're together. It came out that they're together still. And look at that upgrade.
Look, if this nigga produces Omarion's next album,
Okay, and who Omarion got to get with to be better than Dr. Dre?
Rihanna?
No,
Well, you know, Dre has a history of beating his women. So
that don't mean nothing with them pockets.
that don't mean he gonna be able to get in them. I mean,
Y'all not producing.
He ain't produced shit in like a decade.
Who? Dre? You don't got to.
Exactly.
He owns part of Aftermath, Shady.
He does not
no, he
have
owns
to work.
Aftermath, owns part of Shady Aftermath and all that. He ain't got to work no more.
Whatever cooch she gave to him is worth whatever Omarion was not giving her because she had to take care of all that by herself. She said, which was she was crying about and shit. I just said she was crying about it.
Yeah, y'all can cry about anything.
I don't know. Adrian
Don't
Broner
say y'all.
already, sniffing around trying to get, taking up for Sweetie.
Yeah, I mean, he's already on.
See,
He's
see,
been on it.
already on it. You think he the only one?
First off, that is not an upgrade in no kind of way.
I know that, but what I'm saying is he's already publicly on it. You think how many people you think is just not gonna slide in her inbox?
Yeah, but
You're probably right.
Adrian would be more of like a rebound, not an upgrade.
And a bad rebound at that. Because you thought you was fucked up with Quavo. You really gonna be fucked up with Adrian
Most
Broner.
rebounds are bad. That's why they just there for the moment.
Because one, this is a man that pissed his boxing career right down the toilet.
The problem is she set a standard, he didn't meet it, and now people say
What standard?
she said you gotta get her a Birkin and you can't cheat on her, goddammit.
You can go to hell with the Birkin.
He got her a Birkin.
I understand.
He got her a Birkin.
And also went back and got that
her a
Rolls Royce
Birkin
from that house too.
and
Yeah.
paid them bills.
Went back and got that Rolls Royce. Like, bitch, you want to get rid of me? I
Prove
got
it.
something for you.
Prove it.
Send the repo man
Prove
over there
it.
to get the. Well, I'm just going what was reported that he went back and got the $350,000 Rolls Royce, which I don't have a problem with. If you paid for it, we broke up. That was a contingency gift. That was contingency
Hey,
on
hey,
you fucking
That
me.
Birkin cost the same amount, probably more.
The $350,000. That's how much a Birkin bag costs.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
Who's gonna pay some shit like that for a bag?
But
You
no,
better go down to
it's
SWAT.
something like they're insured and all this other stuff. Like they're worth it. Like I guess they
though?
grow in value or something like that. That's why you can only buy so many in a year. All that. That's why they so exclusive. I guess.
Why, though?
That's what Floyd Mayweather was buying all his little girls before, all the way beforehand.
That is a man who just didn't have common sense.
You know what?
It's
I
something
need
of
to hear what
value,
Kevin
apparently.
Samuels has to say about all of this.
I
was about to
refuse. Don't you ever in your life play with me.
I just need to hear what Kevin Samuels has to say
I
about
wish,
the
I
Sweetie
wish you
situation.
would.
Let me inbox him, see if he can do it quick.
I wish you would ever bring that. You'd be one empty show. This would be one empty role. I get on the mic and just say you a.
So are we praising? We gotta read it off top.
So are we praising money or love? Remember, Omarion is unbothered too. And he is unbothered.
I don't think nothing bothers that man. At this point, he damn near like me. I'm not saying nothing on social media.
I think that's good though. I like the fact that Omarion just doesn't address it, lets her do her, because it's like you can't complain in a sense.
I think at the end of the day, he just only cares, are you being the mother to my child?
Pretty much. I mean, I wish more people would do it. If people acted more like Omarion, it might be less violence in the world.
In the sense of breakups, the breakup always goes so much smoother when you focus on the kid and not the parent.
Right.
That's where most people get it for. And it's not just the women. I know it gets put off on the women, but it's not just the women because the men do it too. You more worried about who she with and who she fucking and where she going than the actual kids that y'all had together.
I think it's a sense of pride.
In the April situation, if she would have moved on with anybody else,
other than
no
his best
one would
friend.
gave a fuck. But it was the best friend who he gets money with.
So she messed up money for the whole team for one. And it was a dude that they already had beef with. Because this like the second, third time Lil Fizz done did this shit.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is Fizz couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut. If Fizz had just been like, look, bro, this is what it is. We talk about this off tape and still get this money. Fizz did the same shit she was doing. Which, well, having Marion announced that tour.
And they were doing it on the tour, though.
Mm-hmm.
The last tour when they was on, it was rumored because she was there too, being flirty with him. I don't know the whole ordeal, but it was being rumored that they was messing around on that tour.
They may have been done because when it comes to celebrity, everything don't really come out right away. Like some couples be done for like 2 or 3 months before the public really gets wind of it. So they could have been on the tour, called it quits already, and then she just slid on over to that nigga.
But they weren't together.
Yeah, either way it goes, it was messy.
They were already split and stuff. It was just, why this nigga?
Like why the crew?
Why this nigga? You fucked up the next tour.
COVID, the only reason why they got away with that because that canceled all the tours. But
yeah, but it's but imagine how many people gonna be trying to go to tours when they and going on all this shit when they open back up.
Atlanta still got shit going on.
Right.
Exactly.
They got a whole month-long music festival going on in July.
Well, this brings us to our last bit of current event, which is going to turn into a topic pretty soon. But one of our esteemed social media constituents, Derek Jackson.
That's not my constituent. That nigga blocked.
The man who's given relationship advice to so many. The man who has riled up a lot of men and caused friction in a lot of homes because of his videos stating on how you should treat your woman. Now, I'm not saying anything that he said was wrong about how you should treat your woman, but I feel he was doing it from a point of a pick me and making a standard so high that nobody could reach it. I don't think anybody could live up to what he was actually telling women that their man should be.
Not even him.
And recently, we have found out that this man was a fraud. Man was out there doing the hokey pokey with him.
Fraud?
Yes, he's a fraud, and he should be held accountable for his actions. Now, Derek Jackson was recently exposed by a woman for having sexual intercourse with him while he was married. Now, me for one, I didn't know the man was married. I had never heard one mention about in any of the videos, but I haven't watched them all. I've watched some, not all. So I don't even know if he mentioned he was married, but I did not know he was married.
Never mentioned he had a woman.
I knew he act like the niggas that.
No,
he act
his
like
behavior.
he act like the nigga.
Never came
he
out
act like the nigga that's hiding a woman, always talking to you in the car, just always saying some motivational shit, but you gonna never see the bitch around.
Somebody said he had a fat white woman as a wife. That's what I was hearing back in the days.
That's what I thought back in the day. I felt like
no, that's gonna be Dr. Umar. When it's all said and done, watch, he gonna come out and it's gonna be a white woman.
That's been he been with all this time.
Milk of magnesia. No, I feel like I feel like yes, he's a fraud, but that doesn't mean he didn't give good advice to women. For one, and two, he's still full of shit. It proves it's just like how. like I said, a narcissist and manipulative that like a lot of men out here are. They know the way you should be treating a woman. Most of them know how you should do it, and yet you still gonna do the opposite anyway.
Look, I don't care how great of advice you give. I give fantastic advice. That don't mean you gotta throw your brother under the bus just to get your point across. This nigga would be like, ladies, you don't have to put up with this shit.
And then
but then he'll be like, these men are A, B, C, D, and all this, and you can do better. You can just say, girl, you can do better. But you don't have to always.
But why would you antagonize the majority of black men by doing that? What you're basically doing is starting friction.
Right.
How did he antagonize?
Because he's
for you.
No, because he's doing what you just called him doing, being manipulative.
Right.
So if you're a fan of his, you're gonna subscribe to whatever
his ideology.
Bullshit, he's putting out there. So now this man is telling you constantly, if your man ain't doing X, Y, Z,
he ain't a man.
Right, or you don't need him, or you should go on. Now, I hate to break it down like this, but in the case of somebody like Sweetie, she's already established, already got money. She can just bounce whenever she can do.
We don't care.
The average chick over there, this man might be making, paying half of the bills at the house and, taking
as an average chick, I can tell you, and I can find another man real quick that can take up that half.
Yeah, but is he going to be doing what the other man do?
Yes,
remember, everybody has everybody has their baggage. There is no perfect person out there.
I know
so why you think the grass is greener on the other side because Derek Jackson told you it was?
It's only greener because work has been done to keep it green. See, what Derek Jackson would do is you might have a man who's paying half the bill. He'll tell you if the man ain't paying all the bills, he ain't a real man. So you got a good person already, but because of the dog's ideology, you looking down at your blessing because you being told you deserve better
by somebody who ain't doing the shit. Who ain't doing the shit anyway.
He's telling you deserve better, but then saying buy my book.
He's only manipulating women that are in that God and look up to him in that sense because
that's what we're saying.
And his wife, for the most part, because me, I like when I look at him, I'll be like, yeah, he's right. He's right. But it's not from him that I learned it. My grandfather was this type of person. My grandfather paid all the bills. My dad paid all the bills in the house. My mom's money was extra. So you're talking to somebody that lived that fucking life. And I'm saying,
but he's just using one.
I get what you're saying. I get it. But you can't sit up there and say that everything he say is bullshit.
No, we're not saying it's not bullshit. That's what we're saying. We didn't say what he said is bullshit. It's just as a person who's
downing men.
He's downing here. No, my issue is not even downing men because I'm like you said, we do some fucked up shit and we need to get caught on it. I'm cool with that. You preach breaking up a situation because you deserve better when you can take the same opportunity and push black love. You can sit here, women, you don't deserve this, get you a man like this, and then show what a happiness looks like. He always speaks out on a negative situation.
But that's pretty much like he's speaking on the stuff that a lot of women ask him.
But if it's cool, you speaking on what they ask you, but then give them an example of what good looks like.
A good is a man that's actually treating you good.
Or be honest and tell them that a relationship is not always going to be good. You got to work at it. You ain't going to be perfect. She ain't going to be perfect. Y'all both work together on your relationship.
He never said
that. He ain't never said that like that. He's always saying there's somebody around the corner that's better. If he can't,
that's all he's saying.
My thing is that's true.
But here's the thing. You're never going to work on your current situation as long as you think someone's around the corner.
But here's my thing. A person is going to only take that advice for the most part when they're actually fed up with the fucking person they're talking to. If the motherfucker's not doing that job over and over and over again, and he say, you deserve better. What if the motherfucking female really feels she deserves better than that?
But that's different. A lot of times he'll talk to women like, that's true. And you don't even have a problem at home. But because this nigga said something, now you going home
and analyzing
the situation that ain't nothing wrong.
But that's not my part.
Female that's analyzing
that's the part. That's not the part that gets me, riled up about the situation. The part that gets me riled up about the situation is simply what we were talking about before. You have to understand that a relationship is work.
Right.
It is never. Yes, I get fed up with my wife. My wife gets fed up with me. It's times I think I can do better. I'm damn sure it's times she thinks she can do better. So what does that mean? Because we think we can do better.
We should.
It's somebody around the corner that do the things I want to do. If you ain't gonna do them, he don't preach that. He don't
I
preach.
refuse
We
to
gonna.
believe he doesn't preach that at all.
He
He
doesn't.
ain't never.
He
said
ain't
nothing
never
like,
once said about
you know what?
fixing
I
your
don't
relationship.
eat my
Watch
words.
his
If you can
videos.
find one video
I'm
clip where he
gonna
says
find some too, and I'm gonna send it right up in that.
Go
group
ahead,
chat.
go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
go down
find
that
some.
trail of toxicity.
and you gonna be brainwashed too, watching all the videos.
He gonna have you. She gonna come back.
I do deserve
Nigga,
better.
right.
Cussing people out for no reason.
No
You
reason.
nigga, all my bills. Well,
You gonna be
I
at work
already
and
have
cuss
that.
out a whole customer for no reason. All they ask for, can I get those in 5s?
fuck you terrible black man.
Damn. Oh, they gonna score her right out.
Excuse
Like,
me.
Amber, can we talk to you in the office for a
Go ahead and clock out.
My problem with this situation is this nigga promotes black men don't cheat. He legit promotes black men don't
I forgot
cheat.
he was part of the allies in the beginning. Woo, that just set us
And
back.
he just set y'all way the fuck back
Well,
because he is still
let's
a black man.
let's get to that.
By his standards,
Let's get to
by
that.
what he
He
taught,
is
is he a
still-
man?
He is still a black man.
Let's get to that. So he released the video yesterday on Sunday, the 21st of March,
I gotta see
stating
this video.
That sounds like a
and
sermon.
giving an explanation. Now, I'm sorry. I've been caught, doing things I ain't had no business doing before. And the worst explanation I could have come up with was 10 times better than the shit he put
Bro,
out.
you could have got on the mic and said, you gonna
The
believe
man-
me or your lying ass eyes.
The man comes on the camera. The man comes on camera with both his books propped up in front of him. Then
Like
states,
dead presidents.
then puts out a disclaimer. There are going to be 3 groups of people in this video.
Oh,
And they're going to be watching this video.
Oh,
There are going to be the bloodthirsty ones that hate me and got all the negative shit to say about me. There are, the people that love me,
Sorry.
think I'm God, and there are the people that, really want to know what happened. The first 2 groups I'm not talking to. So basically he's saying, if you hate me,
We've always
don't
hated
pay
you.
attention. Don't pay attention to their comments because they ain't got nothing to say.
If you love me, don't pay attention to them.
Then he goes into this long, drawn out story of how him and his wife separated and he was trying to find God and how God turned his back on him and how God, put him in a messed up situation and he had a problem with God because, everything was falling apart. He couldn't see, his children or his wife. So he was partying for his birthday down in Miami and they was on a yacht and all this. And the girl asked to use his phone charger. And what he didn't know is she was taking pictures of him going in and out the room to get his charger. I don't know how many times she needed this phone charger, but she was taking pictures and those are the pictures. He never had sex with her. He just was in and out of the room and she took pictures of his feet.
Dog, if that ain't
Wait,
the words of a lying ass nigga.
because I didn't see it. That's what the fuck he said.
Yes.
If those ain't the words of a lying ass nigga, that is a lie on the spot kind of lie.
Like, I'm a man and I'm calling that a lie. Like, bro, you can do no
And
better than
you
that.
know what? This goes back to my conversation when I sat up there and said, this is why as women, we don't believe y'all when y'all say shit. Because it's like you tell shit like that.
It's sad, and then on back of that, you know how I say sometimes the truth just don't sound believable. Even if this nigga is telling the truth, it don't sound believable.
I'm like, so this chick on 3 different occasions didn't have a phone charger and needed yours.
Now the problem is though with
How long was you with her that she needed 3 different times?
with the video
And she
of
was your
his
ex.
wife's response?
And she was your ex.
Oh, she was the ex too? No, because with the video from his wife's response, she was like, yeah, I did leave. And what the fuck you forgive him for if he didn't do nothing? So somebody's lying here.
They both are.
And I believe it's you, Derek.
Look.
Because honestly, I wouldn't go. I would be on his side 100%. I really would. I'd be like, look,
can't
she
believe
said out of her own mouth that she forgave him or whatnot. But
Oh,
this
yeah.
could also be fucking up some money.
And that's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
And you got to come out now and be like, you know what? I really didn't mean what I said.
Because your books, who gonna buy your books? You got them relationship cards you be selling. Lord knows you do public speaking events too. All of that goes out the window if you, honest to God, got caught cheating.
It's gonna go out the window regardless.
No, that's gonna go down.
It's gonna go out the window. It should go out the window regardless, since this the same nigga that said your wife should technically leave you.
That's why I said if he goes by
Well,
what he says.
according to Derrick Jackson,
According to
see,
what y'all
the
say,
difference between
he
him
says
and
leave.
us is he reminds his woman she's a valued queen while he's cheating on
No,
her.
no. First of all, nigga, you lied on God. Okay, let's go back to that point.
you
Whenever
got
a nigga-
married before God.
When anytime a nigga gets ready to get caught, they always want to run the guy when they famous.
You're having too much fun with this.
She
You
is.
you got to
You gotta settle down.
you got to sit out on this.
He lied on God, said God abandoned him.
Oh, Lord.
Like that right there, you lie.
What's going on with the church?
What? First of all, what church you go to, my
First it
nigga?
was like Kurt Franklin.
Nigga. God is sick of y'all
Church of
shit.
Revolutions is having a field day.
Oh my God. Dog lied on God, said God abandoned him.
I'm gonna play Kurt Franklin
He
when
felt
I get
that
out
God
here.
abandoned him. Everything in his life was going wrong. All the shit was
Well, maybe
just
because you was
fucked
putting
up.
your dick in people you wasn't supposed to.
But then
I don't
go
know.
on.
I
See.
don't know. I don't know what to
It's
say
his
about
ex.
that.
It for me, it makes me put into perspective what were you doing wrong that made your marriage pretty much fail to the point where y'all separating. and
Putting his dick
everything.
in his ex. Because
I
If
don't.
they were
I don't
already
think
married
He really
before-
actually said what the initial problem was as to why they even split. And he just said like they were having problems, but I don't think he got into that in detail.
you
I
Or
mean,
you know what it means. He was cheating.
he was cheating. He is Derrick Jackson. It is a lot of women who barely pay attention to what he say, and they follow him because they think he's attractive. You're not gonna sit here and tell me these thirsty women are not sliding his DMs on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Even when he say something, they gonna slide in his DM. That's right. You know what? I should listen. Pussy pick. They gonna slide in his DMs anyway.
He is just not attractive to me.
To you.
I said to me.
Yeah, it's to you. But there's some women who salivate over that car seat that he sits in and shit.
Probably
Okay.
hiding the baby's car seat
Yeah.
in the side. knocking it off like get the fuck out. my
Definitely
damn
put the baby
camera
seat
frame.
in the trunk before he go live.
This is just
It's terrible, bro.
shame.
It's funny.
This is your king.
It's funny. It's funny because
She did forgive him.
Yeah, she
did
forgave
forgive
him.
him.
Yes,
She
because
said
the
she gonna
bag.
stand by her man. They went to counseling, and as they should, they're making it work. They're making it work.
Yes, but I
But
would
she
like him to
should've left.
incorporate some of the shit into some of his videos.
Oh no,
from
no, no.
now
That's
on.
what I get.
That's what he
That's gonna be the new revamp.
gonna-
Now they gonna be doing the videos
You know,
together.
whenever it's a scandal and you fuck up, you got to revamp it like Kevin Hart when.
But
he
the
was
sad
scandal.
thing is he has a book about like healing each other, like y'all healing each other and overcoming y'all bullshit. He has a book about that. He just doesn't put it on his videos.
You do know that a lot of those books are like there's a script that's already pre-written, and you can buy that script and then you can just go ahead and change the words and put it on yours and then sell those self-help books like it's yours. That's how B. Simone was with her book, and that's why everybody got mad
Oh
about her.
yeah, we forgot about that scandal.
manifesting.
Yeah, there's literally like a default manuscript you can buy for self-help books and just re-release it as your own.
I want to know who be buying this stuff that he be selling.
Pick me.
Mhm.
Pick Me's was at an all-time
If it-
high when this nigga's videos were coming out every day. All-time high.
Pick me's is the reason Kevin Samuels is a thing.
2018,
Pick Me's are the
2019
ones
was his
keeping
year.
alive?
Yes. I'd be damned if I would call into
I
Kevin
thought-
Samuel's
I thought
show.
I thought it was the
and ask him
insecures
to
that was
rate
keeping
me.
him around.
Is that that dude who snapped on old girl talking about
Yes.
That's else who we talking about.
Yes.
I thought
Kevin,
Kevin Samuels in his case it would be the insecures that would be keeping him going, not the pick me's.
They a little bit
In my
of,
opinion,
Well-
but they a little bit of both though.
yeah.
because anytime you got to call and ask somebody to rate you,
Pick me. I want you to say I look good so you
Give
can
me-
pick me.
You're insecure because you know you probably a 6, but if he gives you an 8, now you look like you got more value.
but he
can-
never
you
gives
can-
nobody
you
8. He
can-
gives
you
you a
can-
4 or
you can
better.
redo
I
your-
wish that
you can
nigga
redo
would
your
ever
resume.
give me anything less than a 10, bitch.
You gonna punch him? You probably would. Well, you probably would.
I'll be like this. I'll flinch at the
That nigga
camera.
give you a 7 and you gonna come. You gonna get up and all of a sudden you're gonna be on his
I'ma
side.
be
of the camera
right up
whooping
in
his
LA.
ass.
Like
Right.
on Coming to America, like on Coming to America with Arsenio hopped on and then got the choker
Excuse me,
Tracy
I'm
with
what? I'm what?
Mm,
You a 10. Thank you.
mm.
just gonna thug him out your grade.
Hell yeah. Daddy and mama didn't make no 7s and 8s and
You
stuff.
just violent for no reason, fam.
Oh, I'm a
No wrong-
reason.
no wrong with that.
Shit.
Having
Because
that
if
insurance
she
is
would have snapped on his ass when he said she's below average, she wouldn't have been looking like the face of average.
See, some people need to know how to remain calm in situations of
Mm-mm.
adversity and look at the situation. Okay, you say I'm a 4. I can accept that. But now, where are your credentials?
Exactly.
It's not even
Show
that.
me how you derive me to be a 4. You know, what makes you think that you have a rating? Because you have to have a rating higher than me to rate me lower than you.
True.
So now, what rates you at least a 5 that makes me a 4? I need these answers. See, people don't challenge people like that.
Yeah.
That's how they get away with shit like that.
And this is the same person that said the world will be better without women. I refuse to listen to a man that said the world will be better
Nigga,
without women, and when men went to war, they had squires.
You gay, cause
And you got a whole group of men that follow this dude too. I refuse.
if you don't, you can be the most misogynistic person in the world. We at least need women for sex.
This man
That
said
is
Exactly.
this man said the world will be better without women because you wouldn't have to take care of them, as if women didn't do nothing.
You know what?
Like if women didn't help get people in space, and if women didn't invent stuff, the man is a fool.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't a woman. Let's just go with the basic necessity here.
Let's go.
Let's go with the basic here.
I mean, that ideology is an 1800s ideology
Yeah, not
when
even
everything was meant for, you know,
men are
more physical and more, you know, stronger and more, you know, the working fields and shit like that. That was meant for men. That's why they wanted to say, okay, men were, you know, the head of everything. But you got to remember, at the beginning of the 1900s,
when the World War II
happened,
and
and
we
all
over
the
there
men got shipped off, the country was ran by
women.
They ran the
Everything.
factories, they run the
Mhm.
stores, and all this other
Shit, they ran entertainment. Let's
Yeah.
keep it a buck.
So now, when you come back, all the women have taken over, and now, men are trying to, you know,
Get their
reestablish
lives back,
themselves.
and women now just like, I'm not gonna go back home sitting at the
But
crib.
y'all still don't need the right to vote. Well, why not? We the ones that ran the country while y'all was all fighting some pointless ass war.
Who you think was voting when y'all was at war? Country didn't stop because of that. No,
Right. And then the thing is, it's like they paid women less back then too. So
They
it was
still
like, why
pay y'all
would we
less. Let's
hire
keep it
y'all
honest.
back
Mm-hmm.
when we got them working for less?
And then if a man's wife was working, you were less than a man. So now you at the bar drinking, and you want to come home and beat up Peggy Sue because she getting the bread now.
And what's funny is they said that was the destruction of black households and all that. And
No.
but that's proof
Government
that it shows
funding was the
it's-
destruction
it
of
was
black
all
households.
it was all over. But the government actually had a hand in ours.
Yeah, the
Y'all
government
was
made
fighting
up
a war that y'all ain't had no business out there fighting.
all
Y'all
wars.
gonna be
we
right
ain't got
over there
no
in
business
China.
with.
Y'all gonna be right there over there. China is
You're
not playing with
Mm-hmm.
Biden ain't going. Biden is not. No,
China is not.
No, actually, this I'm afraid of, because Biden is a politician. If it had been Trump, it would have just been a Twitter war. But see, Biden is a politician, and politicians start wars. So
Mhm.
I can actually see Biden actually jumping the gun and going to Congress to start this war.
yeah, I gotta see what. Well, like,
That
why
man
are
with
we
dementia
beefing with
gonna get
China?
us killed.
I just need to know why we beefing with China. It ain't like 97% of the shit in the U.S. don't say made in China on it.
And why are we fighting with the one country that poses a threat to us?
Right.
A
Why
direct
we
threat.
fighting with the
Between
country
them
that
and
y'all
North
talking
Korea.
about
That's
protect
two niggas is lying.
protect Asian American? Y'all talking about protect them, but y'all going to war with them? I don't get it. And y'all want to make black people the face of that too.
Nah, we don't want nothing to do with that, bruh.
But
We,
That's all I'm
we
about.
like our karate movies.
I told y'all I'm out. I
hey,
ain't got no problem with the Chinese, but
I
I,
never had a
ain't
problem
going to
with
support
them.
nobody either. So,
they ain't got nothing.
I
to
like
do
my
with me.
egg rolls and bean buns.
but
They
I know
gonna
this
get
much,
you.
y'all might be picking a fight with the wrong people. Because
I would just like to make that clear that was Tone that said that
That's not what's racist about it. Do they not make bean buns and egg rolls?
they like, yeah, I like fried chicken and watermelon.
Well, good for you. The hell, y'all fried chicken is damn delicious too. The hell.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on who make it.
I was gonna say I ain't tasting no good.
You gotta go to China buffet.
Chinese fried chicken.
Yeah.
I love Chinese fried
See?
chicken,
Mm-mm.
especially that spot they used to be up there on Center Street.
Oh, you talking about? I thought it was on North Avenue, across from the U.S. Bank.
Oh yeah, you talking
Yeah.
that one too though.
Yeah, that one's on fire. Mimi put me on that one.
We never talked about Tamir Rice's mom.
What happened?
She called out Black Lives Matter too, and Tamika Mallory.
I heard about Tamika Mallory. I heard about Eric Gardner parents. I never heard about Tamir Rice.
Tamir Rice called out Tamika Mallory and how they're profiting off her kid's death, and
A lot of people have been going at Black Lives Matter lately.
No money from it. And Sean King, white ass, had the nerve to come out and pretty much gaslight her, talking about the system is messed her head up in a sense. Pretty much that's what he tried to say. The government got to her messing their head up. When I'm still confused though why black people is listening to Sean King white ass.
Because he speaks up.
He's a whole white man.
Look, the NAACP.
And he's been stealing money too.
The NAACP just now for the first time had their first black president. So we've been listening to white people for years.
No. You thinking of
But the
HBCU?
Yeah, my fault.
HBCU.
And that's the problem.
White folks find their way into shit
but
regardless.
Yet people still listen to them. My thing is, are you gonna gaslight the mom when y'all still making money off her son's death? Every time they hold up a sign with her son's name on it, they're making money off it. Sean King is making money off of them. They're not saying where this money is going.
Do they ever?
To the pocket.
Like they do. Do they ever?
See, this is why
this is the whole call. This is why I hate giving the places.
Just how what they said with Nitty.
Yeah,
Nitty.
They went after Doug. That's his money. That's his business.
But my thing is, when that money is supposed to go towards for the people, for the community that you're sitting here getting the money from.
But here's the thing: did he say that when he put his Cash App out there, though, or did he just put his Cash App out there?
Who?
Nitty.
Yeah. Nitty never said nothing.
Exactly.
No more than y'all helping fund my, cause or whatever.
So
yeah, but my thing is,
so he never said where the donations were going. That's why I never had a problem.
That's why I never problem with it either.
No, but when
they gave that money willingly.
When him and Van got into it, when he got locked up, there are people that said they sent Cash Apps and said it was for him, and he didn't see the money. So if I send you a Cash App and it say for a certain payment and you still keep that money, then you were part of the problem. My thing
rebuttal to that could be the man probably gets so many Cash Apps, all he's doing is just hitting accept.
Tamir Rice's mom had to get the money seized from Sean King. The government had to take the money that he owed. So my thing is, he was supposed to give that money.
Well, of course, or else they wouldn't have been able to seize it. So yeah, he a terrible human being for that.
But my thing is, that's what a lot of shit that Black Lives Matter does. It's like you donate this money and it's pocketed for them. They don't do nothing for the community. They don't do anything. But it's like they're on these Grammy stages and stuff, and we're supposed to look up to this and stuff. It's like it's bullshit.
It's a catchphrase that anybody can jump behind. That's the catch. They found the perfect phrase to say, and at the perfect time that everybody can latch on to. Now, what the organization does after you get past the catchphrase, that's on them, and nobody's ever pressed the issue in regards to it. We assume that they're the Black Red Cross, but we never verify what they really supposed to do.
Pressing the issue, and we've always said you must be with Trump or you're a Democrat or we just automatically dismiss them.
Right, because
when Black Lives Matter first came out, I heard plenty of people dismissing them, but I'm just sitting here like this ain't got nothing to do with me.
You know why we all of a sudden started rallying behind them without any validation? Because white folks started calling them a terrorist organization. All you got to do is go into the Fox News, and they would say it all the time. When you think about
it, in a sense, they kind of are.
But there are organizations, so we're never going to talk down on them.
I think that's extreme.
Yeah.
They're aggressive.
I can agree to that.
But I mean, they're not the cause of everything being torn. I mean, see, the way white people painted it was like Black Lives Matter was setting all the buildings on fire and everything. Those were just angry black people who were fed up with what happened with the system.
It was white folks setting them places on fire. Black people just posed by most.
Oh no! In Minnesota, them was niggas. They burned that thing to the matches.
They was trying to dry up Lake Minnetonka the whole nine yards.
They turned the police station into toothpicks out there, boy.
But it's just it's all bullshit though. It's bullshit.
It is smoke and mirrors, and yes, there needs to be some accountability to them, but.
My problem with is it's so big to the point where when they fall down, the whole black community as a collective takes that fall.
True.
And we're still in a sense saying, well, I'm going to stand behind the saying of it, or I'm not doing that either. It's like the lesser of two evils with the president. I'm not doing that either, because when they fall, and they will, all the black community is about to sit up there and take a hit from them. And y'all that sit up there and stand behind people like Sean King, a whole white man pretending to be black.
Right. We're accustomed to that. We're accustomed to that, first of all. But no, but here's the thing. The Black Lives Matter is not going to fall. It's just gonna redistribute itself. When shit hits the fan.
Not redistribute itself.
It's all starting to hit the fan.
When shit really hits the fan, anybody who really stands behind it is going to start a different hashtag, a different organization. And they're going to funnel all those believers, be like, hey, we didn't believe in this dude, but those on the Black Lives Matter, we're behind this here. And that's what's going to happen.
There's a lot of people to this day. No, there's a lot of people in my parents and my grandma generation that don't agree with the NAACP.
They don't.
So, I mean, legacy groups in themselves.
And that's exactly what they're going to turn to. They're going to be a legacy group, just like the Black Panthers is a legacy group.
Somebody's always going to have a problem with what somebody does.
My thing is, I feel like with the times of social media and the fact that everyone is able to see the bullshit now, like they're like with the whole propaganda with them trying to say it's black folks attacking Asians, and it's Asians coming out like, dude, we see this is bullshit. It was a whole white man that shot the place up. Why is there a black dude on TV? So it's just like, at what point, how many Black Lives Matter places or organizations can you make before it's just like, we're not finna keep doing this bullshit?
Nope. As long as shit happens to black people, organizations like Black Lives Matter will always still have a staple where they can disappear for a while to let the controversy die down. But as soon as a situation happened, then they can jump back in with a new face and get right back. The fucking Al Sharpton of the situation.
Don't hear nothing from him until somebody laying dead in the street.
And then he'll pop
people
up.
Take him serious now.
No.
We don't, because he's not of our generation anymore. But let the older people. He wasn't
our generation necessarily. He was our parents' generation.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
But we came out. We was like, we saw in the media and stuff the bullshit. We're like,
now you also have to take into consideration this though. Our generation doesn't have a lot of Al Sharptons, Jesse Jacksons, or whatever. We don't have a lot of standout black leaders. Like now, if we had some that were willing to jump out there on the scene and be like, "Hey, stop fucking with us,"
ain't nobody willing. Ain't nobody
young black preachers that could preach eulogies and lead marches and stuff. But we don't have
nobody willing to die anymore.
Remember. Hate them or like them, people like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton took ass whoopings for what they believed.
They did.
They went to jail multiple times. Al Sharpton was stabbed in his chest while marching. You gotta respect that.
I mean,
you ain't gotta like him, but you gotta respect the fact that he actually stood on the front lines. We don't have people like that in our generation.
Nope. We got a bunch of scared shooters.
Exactly. That want to shoot us rather
than
the white folks. It makes no sense.
Like, I'm not gonna advocate killing cops, but if you're gonna kill somebody,
exactly. Why you out there shooting each other?
Right.
We do have some, like, what's the one dude that went around shooting police? It was a black dude.
Oh, you talking about the black cop out there? The LAPD? Donner.
Yeah, him. Like, there are people like him that, in a sense, you could. I don't want to say look up to him at all.
But he is a martyr.
He's a Nat Turner.
He's a martyr.
And
so
we all know LAPDs has been full of shit for years.
Yeah.
So Lord
he
knows,
was on the inside, came out, and it was all bullshit. So I could go on forever.
Yeah.
So I'm just.
But we've come to our time, so thank y'all for tuning in to Real Bar Talk Podcast.
Gonna end it.
Yeah, because we can go all day.
I swear.
I mean, it's a rabbit hole. This is a real rabbit hole.
Colors.
Niggas.
Colors.
Yeah, you really get to drinking and stuff. You get to mess around and slap somebody, right? Hey, check this out. Check this episode out and all episodes out on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio.
Oh, Pandora.
Oh, and Pandora. Like the charm. All right. If y'all need to reach us, bar_MKE on Twitter, Real Bar Talk Podcast on Facebook, Real Bar Talk Podcast, MKE is the fan page, and Real Bar Talk Podcast on Instagram. All right. From us, make sure your next drink is a cold one. We out.
Deuces.